What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another Should You Pull video where I give you my opinions for upcoming banners coming to the global version of the game. In this video we are going to take a look at Machina'S Lost Chapter banner, and before we do start, as always, like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it does help this channel and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And now without further ado, let's start this video. Okay guys, we'll start this video off with Cid's rework, which he will be getting at the time of the release of this Lost Chapter. His hyper jump will have a few changes. It will give him 4 extra uses instead of the 3, I believe it was. The brave hit count will increase as well to 4, and increasing the brave damage dealt when attacking a single target. He will also be getting 20% of the brave back of the HP damage dealt. Also, his boost jump will have an increase in brave hit count as well to 3, and will have a 120% max brave overflow limit, and this will trigger a single target HP attack as well as raising or gaining back the 50% of the brave of the HP damage dealt. This will extend the Lancer buff by 2. Now his Dragon Dive will also get some changes. It will have increase of uses to up to 3, and the brave hit count will increase to 4 as well as adding a 50% splash damage to non-targets. Now his dragon will hit a 3-hit wind range brave plus HP attack, and will have a 120% max brave overflow limit, as well as having a 20% splash damage to non-targets, and this will also now extend the Lancer buff by 2. Now let's revisit Cid's EX, which is quite an old EX. This is going to give him the EX ability Big Brawl, which is going to be a 1-hit melee brave plus HP attack delivered 7 times. This will attack randomly if there are multiple targets, and will have a slightly slow recast speed. At 1 out of 3, this will increase the brave damage dealt. At 2 out of 3, this will delay the target by 1 turn, and at 3 out of 3, increasing its recast speed. Now once you realize this weapon, at 0 out of 3 it will have an increase in potency, and it will raise the brave by 10% of the cumulative HP damage dealt after the final HP attack. This will now also inflict a wind imperil to all targets by 6 turns. At 1 out of 3, this will raise his max brave and attack by 60%, and at 2 out of 3, when the quest starts, he will have 6 turns of Lancer and Dragoon buff, and will also fill up his EX gauge to its max. And finally, at 3 out of 3, when you're using Big Brawl, this will now become a range brave plus HP attack delivered 13 times, and it will have an increase in brave potency as well. Now the bonus sphere you are going to be getting for this one is full HP boost power. When HP is max, this will raise your max brave by 5%, as well as raising the brave damage dealt by 5%. Alright guys, so after hearing all this information regarding Cid's rework, and of course his realization, how much should you be investing on Cid if you want to use him moving forward? Honestly guys, I think this is one of the times, like a very few times, that I would say don't either invest or don't. Start at 0 out of 3 if you really want to get that ingot and give it to someone else, or don't realize him at all. Or you go 3 out of 3. The main reason for this is I just think the rework and the realization is very lackluster. I wasn't all that impressed. Sure, he got extra brave hits, it's always nice, extra damage, you know. He actually didn't get any increase in his max brave overflow limit for both his abilities. He just got extra brave hits, extra splash damage, which is nice. I feel like they were just giving him small things a little bit here and there. Like, you have to remember guys, I don't know if a lot of you remember, but Cid can actually remove a buff from a boss or any monsters or mobs, but he can only remove 1, and that's with using his ability 2. Now they actually gave him some wind imperil, which is nice, and then they gave they just keep giving him little things here and there. It doesn't feel like they you know, they actually tried. It feels, yeah, I think the real word here is lackluster. It doesn't look like there's anything that they really added to make him fun to play. So yeah, the only thing that I will highlight here is the 3 out of 3, that 13 hits. If Cid starts at 0 Brave, it actually can hit over 130k, but that's only if you're hitting 9,999 all the time. So yeah, it is a very powerful, hard-hitting, I suppose, EX ability, but he has to hit that 999, and to get that he needs a lot of buffs on him, or auras that can increase his potency even better. I mean, even though that the EX Plus is giving him a lot of increase in Brave potency, I think he still needs a little bit more in order to hit that 999 threshold. Yeah, just the word lackluster, disappointment. I suppose I was quite disappointed to actually find out this is what he got for his realization. I was expecting a little bit more. I was actually, even the 1 out of 3, he only gets an increase in his max Brave. He doesn't even get an increase in his attack. Oh. And his attack isn't exactly the highest compared to other damage dealers as well, so he would have actually benefited from an increase in his attack. I didn't know why not. But yeah, that's, I think, enough complaining from me. Let's move on. Okay, so Machina'S LD, which it will be featured in the banner, will give him the LD ability called Stunning Slash. This will have 3 uses at the start and will do a 8-hit AoE melee Brave plus AoE HP attack. So this will have a 200% max Brave overflow, however will have a split HP damage. This will raise his Brave by 30% of the HP damage dealt, and will inflict the Spiral's Crux to his targets for 2 turns, and grants the Piercing Strength for 8 turns. This will have no action delay, and will not consume ability use for the next turn, excluding the LD ability. Now, Spiral's Crux is pretty interesting. This will make him attack the enemy as long as I guess it's an extra attack. Think of it just like Jack's abilities. So basically, when he's attacking a target who has Spiral Crux, he will deliver a 4-hit AoE melee Brave plus AoE HP attack. This will increase the damage dealt when there's a single target, with the Brave damage I mean, and it will have a 150% max Brave overflow limit. This will, however, be a split HP damage once again, and raising the Brave by 30% of the HP damage dealt. This will not trigger upon countering or any chase sequence at work. Now, across the board, every limit break he will get an increase in his attack and max Brave by 10%. At 1 out of 3, this will just increase the Brave damage dealt. At 2 out of 3, extending the duration of Piercing Strength by 8 turns and increasing the duration of Spiral Crux by 2 turns. And finally, at 3 out of 3, this will increase the usage for his Stunning Slash. Alright guys, let's take a look at Machina'S summary. He didn't get a rework. He had his realization previously, so I'm not going to go through that. I just want to summarize what he actually gets with his LD. So his LD is actually pretty nice. Think of it as like Vaughn's LD. He does get more uses for this one, so it is pretty powerful. He had a problem with the amount of ability usage he had, so having an LD that gives him free ability usage for his ability 1, ability 2 is very, very nice. But does this make him OP? I don't think so. I think it's a nice little addition. They kind of made him like Trey and Jack, where they trigger extra damage, you know, if you fulfill certain conditions. So I mean, it's nice to have. I wouldn't say that it's like unique, because to me it really just kind of replicates Jack more than anything else. To a certain extent, Trey as well, you know, with Trey's bomb and, you know, his uniqueness. I think they really tried to make Machina something along those lines, just to give him the damage that he sorely needed as well. Alright guys, so we're finally at the end of this video, and the final question remains, should you pull? Honestly, I think this is one of the most passable banners for this month. The word, like I said, is lackluster. There's really not much in this banner. I mean, Rem is still okay character. Machina gets his LD. I guess if you're chasing LDs, use your tickets. I would highly suggest just use your tickets on this one. Try not to use your gems. I really don't recommend using your gems on this one. Even though Cid got a rework, I think, yeah, it's a bit lackluster, as I mentioned multiple times now. But you know, Machina's LD is okay if you already have all his kit, just chasing for his LD. I would just suggest using tickets. If you don't have like any of the EX, I suppose you can invest a little bit more if you are planning to go and do the challenge quest. For me personally, I actually don't have Machina's EX weapon, so I will be using some tickets on this one, and hopefully I can get his EX weapon. If not, then I don't know. This is probably one of the, what's the word I'm looking for? One of the events that I am pretty scared of, because I don't really have any of the characters that are featured or have synergy like fully limit broken. And I don't really have much resources left, and I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to do the challenge quest. I'm like, you know, to clear it. So yeah, but that's my problem. What I'm trying to say is, for you guys who already have their weapons, I would just, you know, this is a very possible banner. If you don't, then you can invest some tickets, but don't use your gems. All right. I think I'll end it at that because for more or less it's my own problem or my own personal situation that will probably make me have to pull on this one, especially being a YouTuber. I need to, well, it's not that I need to, I do want to showcase some characters in the challenge quest and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people do watch and wait for those videos where they see how I clear some of the hardest contents in the game. But yeah, I'll end the video right here, guys. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it does help this channel, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me, and it helps with the YouTube algorithm as well. If you leave a comment down below, let me know if you are passing on this banner, or are you planning to pull on these characters. I know there's quite a lot of Machina fans. Previously in my Should You Pull videos, I know a lot of people, well, not a lot, I know a few people that actually went in and tried to get his EX previously when his event first came out. So let me know if you're going to be chasing for his LD. I'm sure a lot of you who have invested on him are planning to, but let me know down in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Munchkins Gaming. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next level.